People aren't simple. Women aren't simple. When a woman offers her body to a man, it's not just about lust or convenience. It's a screaming, primal act rooted in forces so deep, so raw, they're almost animalistic. These reasons aren't pretty. They're brutal, honest, and essential to understanding the human mind at its most basic level. If you think women do things just because they're confused or want attention, you're missing the point. The truth is, the reasons are rooted in survival, power, and pain. Let's strip away the facade and get to the core. First, validation, the addiction to being wanted. Women crave validation like a starving addict craves their next hit. It's not a choice, it's a biological imperative. Without validation, they feel invisible, irrelevant, dead inside. Their self-esteem is fragile, and their sense of worth is often measured by how much they're desired. When a woman offers her body to a man who makes her feel like she's the most desirable creature alive, she's feeding a hunger that runs deeper than sex. It's a hunger for survival. Imagine feeling worthless, unloved, and unseen for so long that your only refuge is the fleeting high of feeling wanted. Offering herself becomes a transactional act of affirmation. It's the ultimate validation. Look at me. I matter. I'm desirable. It's addictive because it temporarily fills a void that nothing else can. Every compliment, every touch, every moment of feeling wanted becomes a lifeline. But here's the brutal truth. That validation never lasts. It's fleeting, fragile, and dependent on the man's perception. When the validation fades, she's left with the harsh reality. She's still empty. That's why some women chase after these temporary highs, because they're trying to fill an unfillable void. It's a cycle of craving, obtaining, and losing, like a junkie chasing the next fix. And it's not weakness, it's a biological drive, twisted and manipulated by past trauma, insecurity, and the brutal fight for survival. Second, power. Rebellion and control in a world that tries to break you. Women hate feeling powerless. Society constantly tries to tell them who they should be, how they should behave, what they should wear. It's a constant barrage of rules, expectations, and limitations. Offering their bodies becomes an act of rebellion, a middle finger to that system. It's a raw, primal way to say, I am in charge of my own desire. I control this body. I decide what happens. It's about asserting dominance in a world that tries to strip women of it. When she gives her body to a man who pushes boundaries, she's saying, "You want control? Fine. I'll take control of my own pleasure. I'll be the one who decides when and how I give in." This rebellion can be intoxicating. It's a rush of defiance, a way of fighting back against a society that's constantly trying to contain her. She's not just offering her body, she's offering her power, her voice, her independence. But underneath that defiance, sometimes it's rooted in fear. Fear of losing control, fear of being invisible, fear of being nothing. Giving her body becomes a way to assert dominance over her own fears, to feel alive and in charge, even if only for a moment. And let's be real, some women do it because they're hurting, because they're angry, because they're trying to reclaim what little power they feel they've lost. It's raw, it's rebellious, and it's dangerous. Third, the craving for connection, seeking love in the wrong places. Humans are wired for connection. Women are no different. But here's the brutal truth. Some women offer their bodies because they're desperately searching for something that's almost impossible to find. Genuine emotional intimacy. They think that sex is the key to connection. They believe that if they give their bodies, they'll finally be loved, understood, and accepted. The problem? They're mistaking physical intimacy for emotional bonding. They're trying to fill an emotional void with flesh. And that void, it's wide and deep. Loneliness, heartbreak, abandonment. These scars drive women to seek solace in the wrong places. When they offer themselves to a man, it's often an act of desperation, a plea for him to see her, to acknowledge her pain, to fill that aching hole inside. But most men don't see her pain. They see only her body. They take what they want and leave, and she's left with nothing but emptiness, feeling more alone than ever. That's the brutal cycle. Offering her body as a form of love, only to realize too late that what she craved was a connection her acts couldn't give. She's driven by a longing so intense, so primal, that it overrides her better judgment. When she offers herself, it's not about lust alone. It's about trying to feel alive, wanted, and loved. But love, real love, isn't a transaction. It's raw, it's messy, and most importantly, it can't be bought with flesh. These reasons aren't separate, they're intertwined. Validation fuels rebellion. Rebellion masks vulnerability. Vulnerability fuels craving for connection. The human psyche is a tangled web, and women's actions are often a reflection of that chaos. Women aren't weak. They're complex creatures fighting battles invisible to most. Offering their bodies is often a cry for help, a declaration of independence, or a desperate attempt to feel something real, sometimes all at once. And here's the brutal truth. Many women don't even fully understand why they do what they do. Their minds are a battlefield, torn between instincts, trauma, societal pressures, and raw emotion. Their actions are the result of years of unspoken pain, unfulfilled needs, and primal drives. Why does this matter? Because understanding these reasons gives you a glimpse into human nature at its most authentic. It's not about judgment, it's about clarity. Once you see the raw, unfiltered truth behind women offering themselves, everything changes. You stop seeing it as weakness or stupidity and start seeing it as a survival instinct, a battle cry, a desperate search for meaning. Women aren't just offering themselves because they're easy or want attention. They're doing it because their minds are wired for these primal needs: validation, power, connection, and sometimes they're fighting against forces so deep, so buried, that only understanding can begin to heal or explain. So next time you see a woman make a choice that shocks or confuses you, remember, behind that act is a raw, primal truth, a war inside her mind that's raging, unseen, and perhaps the most brutal truth of all, she's just trying to survive. If you've got the courage to see the truth behind what most ignore or judge, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to understand the raw reality of women's minds, because most people are blind to it. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your honest take? Do you see women differently now, or is this too much truth for some? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to know how this hit you. Remember, understanding the raw, unfiltered truth isn't about sympathy or judgment. It's about seeing the world for what it really is: raw, brutal, and real. So stay curious, stay honest, and don't forget to like, comment, and share if you're ready to wake up to the truth. Because the more you see it, the more you understand. And that's where real power begins.